City Council. Today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. This is the Page Unified School Board's Governing Board regular meeting. I know it looks a little strange because we're supposed to have 5 members and we can only start a meeting when we have 3 members here, but we have 1 here on the phone. So we're legal. We can start our meeting. Welcome, Desiree. I'm glad you're here. We want to excuse Mike. He already knew that he wasn't coming, and I'm assuming Mrs. Cochran will be here shortly. All right, but we'll do a roll call anyway. Dr. Anderson, please.
Bryce Anderson. Chuck Weiss.
Sandra Kidman.
Desiree Feller.
Barb Shields.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I've asked Mrs. Shields to lead us in that, and the flag's right there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us. We're now going to have a moment of silent meditation. If you would join us in that as well, please. Alrighty, thank you. All right, that brings us to our first action item is the approval of the agenda. Need a motion in a second?
I make a motion.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Desiree.
Second.
Thank you, Chuck. All in favor to approve the agenda, say aye.
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 Aye, unanimous, thank you. Okay, do we have any comment cards? Okay, number 2 would be our announcements and comments. There are no cards, so we will skip that. That brings us to special business, and I think that is why we have some people here tonight. We're gonna recognize our employees of the month, and then we're gonna recognize our students of the month. And Mr. Weiss is gonna start with the employees of the month. Do you have your paper? Or your computer?
All right. All right, good evening, everyone. We're going to be recognizing certified pride recipient Shelby Jensen, school counselor at Page High School, nominated by Danielle Taylor, Dean of Students at Page High School. All right, Shelby it says here, Shelby is a queen of multitasking. I cannot believe how many events, activities, and opportunities she helps plan for our students while also doing all of her counseling duties. The most recent event was a college and career fair that was put on by the school counseling team. Shelby's passion for this event really made it successful. Congratulations. All right, thank you. All right, next we have, for the next classified pride recipient is Jennifer Whitehorse. She is a registered attendance clerk at Lakeview Primary, nominated by Dana Bennett. Not here today? Okay. Says here, Jen works hard all the time, but especially at the beginning of the school year. She works tirelessly getting students enrolled so that they can start school in a timely manner. Most of our enrollments are kindergartners that need extensive paperwork and prior school entries made. She has done 145 kindergartners and countless other grade levels so far this year. She is to make CUM folders for all of these students. Every student in the district starts from scratch at Lakeview Primary. While doing this, she is still answering phones, making after-school changes, checking on tardy students, checking attendance, helping at the window, and countless other duties. During the rest of the year, she has been working hard trying to clean up our school system. She does this while still doing her regular duties. Jen is a great asset to our district. Congratulations, Jen.
Alrighty, that brings us to a recognition for our Students of the Month now. And Dr. Anderson is going to help with that. And we'll go from there.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, it is my honor to recognize these outstanding students for their accomplishments. And without further ado, I'm going to ask Miss Larissa to come up to the podium. Please join me. We have an amazing recognition tonight. A young man by the name of Dayton Laughter. Is Dayton here? Dayton, come on up. We'll follow her all the way around. I first had an opportunity to see Dayton at the pageant that was held last month. I had the opportunity to see Dayton perform in the areas of culture, and he was absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to call him out for his special recognition. He will also be receiving a crown on Monday at Indigenous Peoples Day. But for the real recognition, I'm going to turn it over to the special guest.
Hi guys, so I'm Miss Clarissa. I would like to nominate Dayton Laughter as our Student of the Month of the preschool because he's my little teacher helper and our class role model. He helps me when I need assistance with keeping students together, pulling the water bottles back to class when my hands are full, and being a good role model for his peers. He's a great helper. I'm so glad he's in my class this year, and he loves everything science and can tell stories from his imagination with lots of details and events. I know he has a big future ahead of him.
We're going to give you one of these, David. And then inside here, some certificate. The cameras, those cameras are all taking pictures of you. Just side eye. That's good. Congratulations. Can we get another round of applause, please? You can go straight at that way if you want. You don't have to take a long way. Next, Lakeview Primary.
Thank you. Our recipient this month is none other than the great Owen Thompson. Owen, come on up here, bud. Let's give him a big hand. Here, come on. He was nominated by his teacher, Mrs. Laura Iverson. She says, Owen is very kind and caring. He will help out whenever needed and helps keep our classroom organized. Owen is a great listener and participates in class. He always gets his work done and never has to be asked to do something more than once. Owen is a great role model to his classmates. He shows respect to his classmates and teachers. Thank you, Owen.
Cheesy smile. Miss Stahl. Oh, Mr. Laughter, come on down.
All right. This Desert View Intermediate Student of the Month is my math student, not my homeroom student, but I'm going to read it because she's awesome. Nope. Okay. Skyla Benali, recognized by Ms. Badaha. Skyla is a passionate student and shows kindness to her peers. She is willing to help without hesitations. She volunteers in works that need teamwork. One time she came up to Ms. Badaha and offered help to a classmate that didn't speak English to sit with her and help translate and work things out. She is a gem in our classroom. She indeed feels what everyone feels if they need help. We are so proud of and happy to have her in our class. Keep up the good work and thank you for doing the Bobcat way.
Mr. Laughter? Next, we have Page Middle School, Ms. Covington. It's on 2 pages.
So Cambria Haskey was the student that was recognized by Miss Padilla. Cambria Haskey is the daughter of Blair Nadaba and Jeffrey Haskey, and is a student of, a resident of Page. Cambria Haskey is an 8th grader, and she has been an outstanding leader and exemplary student throughout her time here. She consistently demonstrates excellence in academics and behavior, embodying the true spirit of a mathematician. Through her dedication to and overcoming mathematical difficulties and challenges. As Cambria embarks on her final year in middle school, we are confident that she will continue to grow as a person, a leader, and a mathematician. We look forward to seeing her thrive in the remaining months and excel in her future endeavors.
I just saw a different side of this fellow. Mr. Gunther, would you come up? You handled that small child very well for high school principal.
Thank you, sir. The Page High School Student of the Month is Ainsley Kerr. She's nominated by Mrs. Hatt. Ainsley is a 10th grader in Mrs. Hatt's honors chemistry class. Mrs. Hatt states that Ainsley is very thoughtful and ponders her answers. She works very hard and always contributes to the class by answering questions posed and also helping her peers. She's a pleasure to have in class. Ainsley.
Dr. Hubble.
The Student of the Month for Manson Mesa High School is Isaiah Phillip, nominated by Jacqueline Manson. And she states, I nominated Isaiah Phillip for Student of the Month because he has shown so much improvement and growth since last year. He comes to school every day ready to learn and has much respect for his classmates and teachers. Isaiah is a great student and I'm happy to have him as one of my students. Keep striving to do and be your best, Isaiah. You got this. Congratulations, Isaiah. Wesson Weaver, Student of the Month for Sage and Sand. Is Wesson here tonight? Nominated by Jeremy Poole, Wesson Weaver, 12th grade as Sage and Sand Student of the Month. Wesson has been working hard since enrolling at Sage and Sand. He has already completed his graduation requirements and will be graduating at the end of the semester in December. Wesson's focus and dedication to finishing school early shows his great potential and work ethic. Congratulations, Wesson, you earned it.
Alrighty, thank you. This is the funnest part of our meeting every month, and I always look forward to it. So before you run away now, you don't have to stay with us if you don't want to, but you're welcome to. Mr. Henderson back there, look at him waving. He's gonna take a picture of our students and employees of the month out there in the lobby, and you're gonna have your picture in the next newsletter. So thanks for being here and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move ahead with our agenda. Item C is recognition and approval of donations made to the district. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the donations.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Alrighty. Okay, and the donations that were made to the district were $1,000 from St. David's Episcopal Church to the backpack program, and $1,098 from Page High School Golf Booster Club to the Page High School golf team. So we really appreciate those. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous. Okay, thank you. That brings us.
Aye.
Thank you, Desiree. That brings us to our next section, which is reports. We're going to start with governing board reports. Chuck, did you want to report?
Yes, so I had, a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend the NAFIS conference in Washington, DC, and just wanted to say I learned a lot there in regards to impact aid and how our district needs that aid to assist in our funding. So it was a very worthwhile visit. Made the best of it. During my off time after the meeting, at the end of the day, it was my first time in Washington, so tried to make out and see the sights as best as I could before it got too dark.
And you ran into people off the elevators.
Oh, yeah, and I had the opportunity to meet one of the congressmen, Eli Crane, and I think he was the only one that I actually met. Yeah, so other than that, yeah, it was interesting and the learning experience. That's all I have.
All right, very good. I had a chance to go to the choir concert. Kids are singing well, so it's always fun. And I don't know, there's just so much going on in the district that it's sometimes hard to keep up with. So lots of good things happening, and for that I'm grateful. Penny?
I really don't have anything to report. I've been in touch with Linda Nolan, about the upcoming play Newsies, and I committed to saving all my newspapers, and I recommend that everyone do the best to save all their newspapers too, because she's going to need lots of them.
Desiree?
Thank you. I recently, well, let's go back. At the beginning of the month, I did mention that I was at the National Johnson O'Malley Association conference. Very beneficial to understand the uniqueness of what the funds can do for our students, and then also understanding the uniqueness of the grant itself and the purpose of it. So that was pretty awesome to attend in Durant, Oklahoma. And then also I participated in the, let's see, quite a few things. Let's see. The next one was the NACES conference. Carlos Begay and I separated ourselves. We wanted to break out into a separate group with the group from Ganado Unified School District. We just appreciate the invitation that was given to us. And the unique approach was that we met with staffers from, not just staffers, yeah, indigenous staffers for Indian Affairs from the White House. We got to see the actual Navajo Nation, the Navajo Treaty. And then also visiting multiple offices outside of our Arizona state. Very important to reach out. That was one of our biggest highlights. We visit Bernie Sanders' office, Bernie Sanders, and the next day, I believe we seen him in person at the cafeteria while we were visiting. And then also, that was very successful, and all in all, the Arizona School Board Association did also invite members from Arizona that were in attendance, board members, superintendents, staff, families to dinner. So that was great, beneficial as well too. And so ASBA wants to continue to contribute in one way or another for future NACES conferences. And then also I did participate with the Coconino County, or actually it's Tri-County, Coconino, Navajo, and Apache County county meetings that took place in Kiganta. And I believe Chuck was the only one to receive an award. I hope he got his award. I believe I did drop that off with Superintendent Anderson, and then also just, preparations for Indigenous Peoples Day that's coming up on October 14th. So we're looking forward to that, and I just appreciate the continued support that we are receiving from the Johnson O'Malley or Indian Education Department, Megan Moore, and also Superintendent Anderson. So more importantly, we just want to do good things to bridge the gap for our students in Page Unified School District. So that is all I have.
Excuse me. Thank you, Desiree. All right. That concludes our board reports, and we'll turn it over to the superintendent's report.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, really truly enjoyed my opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. to advocate on behalf of our district and our state. This was probably one of the most meaningful sessions, and I don't know if it coincides with the election season, but even the staffers were more attentive and interested in the needs of the district and learning about what our needs are overall. Overall, a wonderful experience, and really appreciated the partnership with the Navajo Nation Washington office. Dwayne Crank was phenomenal in assisting in setting up meetings and just being very welcoming. Beautiful facility they have there, and it really is available to any of the members of the Navajo Nation. The other piece that was a big one, the district is working towards a district accreditation. In the past, only our high schools have gone through the accreditation process. As we look to evolve our work as an organization, we've chosen the path of district accreditation. We hosted our candidacy review on Monday, September 16th. It was a tense day for me. Our evaluator was exceptional, had the opportunity to spend the day having conversations with students, staff, parents, and leadership. Visited a number of classrooms utilizing an instrument called the Elliott to evaluate our readiness as an organization. Thankfully, received notification just within the last week that based upon our document review, interviews, and perceptions, Page Unified School District does have the capacity to meet Cognia performance standards. So we will be moving on to the next step of actually moving through the accreditation process. That's all I have to report.
All right, very good, thank you. Brings us to item 5, unfinished business. There is none. So we're gonna go to the governing board consent agenda. And a copy of the consent agenda is available at the district administration office. All items listed will be considered as a unit by the governing board and will be approved with one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items unless a board member requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item. It's an action item, so I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll make a
I make a
motion.
motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Unanimous. Alrighty. That brings us now to item 7, calendar of events. Give me a second to pull that up. There we go. All right, looks like we have all kinds of things going on. Our school district is a very busy school district, lots of games, volleyball, flag football, regular football. Let's see, our next governing board work study session will be on October 22nd at 5:30. And then our regular governing board meeting will be on November 12th at 5:30. And it looks like it's a busy month ahead.
President Kidman, if I could just add one piece that I notice is not on here. On October 16th at 4 p.m. in this room, the Johnson O'Malley Indian Education Committee and our Title VI Parent Advisory Committee will be hosting a public hearing for the purpose of review of our Indian policies and procedures for the 2025 Impact Aid application. There will be information that is shared during our tribal consultation at that time. Our principals will provide a brief update related to their initiatives and priorities. We will also be looking at some additional data that would be informational for our community. So I invite anybody in our community who's interested to attend that hearing on the 16th at 4 p.m. in this room.
Okay, Barb, will you do a soft posting for that? Okay, perfect. All right, sounds good. Hope you can make it to that. Alrighty. Additional agenda items are as follows. Item A, discussion and approval of the annual financial report. It's an action item, need a motion and a second, and then we'll discuss it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I make a motion to approve the annual financial report for 22-23 FY as presented.
Okay,
I'll second that.
perfect. All right, Dr. Anderson, please.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, on an annual basis, the district is required to complete an annual financial report that outlines and details how the district used its financial resources over the fiscal year. This is ultimately the closeout of our 23-24 budget year.
Okay, any questions or concerns? No? Okay, then I'll call for the vote. All in favor to approve, say aye.
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 Okay, unanimous, thank you. All right, then item B is the second read and adoption of Policy Advisory Volume 36 as listed in this. I'm not gonna read all of it. We already had a first read, but now it's time to approve. And it's an action item, so I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the Arizona School Board Association Policy Advisory Line 36, number 3 and 4 as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, just as an awareness for our public, when it comes to the change of policy, policy goes through a process of a first read and then second read and possible adoption. What we try to do with policy is also bring it to a study session where the board is briefed on the changes related to the policy. My recommendation is to approve these policies as presented.
Okay, great. Do we have any questions? Any discussion? Okay. Alrighty, then I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Desiree? Let's see. Well, we have at least 3. Okay. The next item is item C. This is an informational item only. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, item C are the regulations that are associated with policy advisory 36, numbers 3 and 4. With regulations, they simply come before the board. They do not require approval. Information only.
Okay. Well, we all had our attachments and plenty of time to read them, so thank you. All right, then the next item is item D. It's also an action item. And we're gonna discuss and consider and give direction on voting on the bylaw changes proposed by the Arizona School Boards Association. This bylaw proposal by the Arizona School Board Association, Arizona School Board Association Board of Directors must be approved by 2/3 of the ASBA member boards to be effective. So we're one of the members of ASBA, and we can vote now. We can. So what we're gonna do is basically direct Barb to cast the vote for us on behalf of the governing board. But because it's an action item, I'm gonna need a motion and a second.
I make a motion to approve the ASBA bylaw changes as presented and directed by Barb Shields to cast a vote on behalf of the governing board.
All right, great. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion or questions? You don't have any about you, Larry? No? Okay, then I'll call for.
Oh, can
Are
I
you
say
there?
something really quick? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, did you want
So
to
according
add
to-
something to that?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to add to the fact that ASBA hasn't had a update on the bylaws for quite a few years, so it's very important to get the support that's needed to pass this because of all the recent things that have happened with the association, but more importantly, to hold the board of directors and executive board accountable.
Okay, great. Any other discussion or questions? No? Then I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I
Unanimous, so, Mr. Shields, it's your job now to vote for us. Okay, thank you, appreciate that. Alrighty, that brings us to item E. This is a first read for policy advisory, volume 36, number 5. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, because this is a first read, it is informational only. Had we had an opportunity to have an October study session, had we had an opportunity to have a September study session, we would have brought this to the board at that study session. My commitment to the board is this is simply a first read. I will be bringing a brief to the October study session for the board prior to it going to the board in November for a second read and possible adoption.
Okay, great. Alrighty, that actually brings us to item 9, future agenda items. If you have any right now that you would like to add to our future agenda items, does anybody have anything? No, if not, just send an email to Mrs. Shields or Dr. Anderson, and then we can get your agenda items on our future agendas. Okay, that brings us to a very popular action item. I need a motion in a second.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:03 PM.
Alrighty, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for attending. Governing board members, remember to sign